here. Eric Adams is feeling it firsthand in New York because of the wide open borders. I assume he's told this to President Biden, but Biden hasn't made any changes to the southern border.
The mayor seems to be more interested in addressing the symptoms rather than the source.
Yeah.
The source of fentanyl is Mexico and its drug labs, and beyond that, India, China, Bangladesh, and a whole bunch of countries that are sending the precursors to Mexico. I'm not seeing any evidence at all that the mayor of New York or the Biden administration are interested in damming up the source of fentanyl and the way that it gets over the border. They just want to deal with the symptoms, which is to test for fentanyl in city-run dope houses.
Well, why not? I mean, what is the motivation of the Biden administration? They're coming up with these new ideas to have safe places to do drugs. How about just getting your arms around fentanyl? Todd, you have a new op-ed. It's called Biden's Immigration Magic Trick. You talk about how the administration claims steep declines in border encounters, which is not true. In the expanded humanitarian parole program, 30,000 migrants from Cuba, Nicaragua, Haiti, and Venezuela can apply for parole on a portal called CBP1, Customs Border Patrol 1, each month. But, I mean, that hasn't done anything. We've got 5+ million people having crossed into America illegally on Joe Biden's watch.
This is a very much Houdini-like illusion. What the administration is doing with its new plan is they are channeling and diverting people who were going to cross illegally and pre-legalizing them inside Mexico and south of the border elsewhere, and then just bringing them over the port of entry so that you can't see it. Fox News drones can't catch it. Nobody can tell the difference in statistics. Because we don't know what the statistics are going to be. We're just going to be hearing from the administration, we stopped illegal immigration and got control of the border, but just as many people will be flowing into the United States, causing cities like Denver and Chicago, New York, to demand federal bailouts, to wobble under the weight of this crush of humanity that's coming into their cities, declaring emergencies, et cetera.
Well, I mean, in your op-ed, you wrote, during field visits to Tijuana and Mexican shelters that feed the Customs and Border Patrol 1 system, CIS found that Biden's DHS granted the Customs and Border Patrol 1 humanitarian patrol handoffs to people of many nationalities. Todd.
That's right. And just a few months ago, I was inside one of these operations in Mexicali and also in Tijuana. I watched what they were doing and who they were moving across. It's not just the 4 nationalities that they've added to this program. The New York Times even reported at the very bottom in some paragraph that they've moved 109,000 people of all nationalities right through these ports of entry. Very secretively, certainly not proudly announcing it. These are regular Mexicans, but also people from Muslim-majority countries, places like Tajikistan and Somalia and Afghanistan are all being handed off through the CBP1 program right into the country on humanitarian paroles, which is giving them work permits. This is happening all over the border, and also from airports in the interior of Mexico and elsewhere that you could just fly right into an American city after you've run through your application. But those people will not be counted as illegal crossing statistics, and that's what the Biden administration is counting on to claim success.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's the point here, to mislead the American people
again.
That's the point. To make it look like, they've actually done something at the border so that we don't have to constantly say another 250,000 last month, 5.1 million over the last 2 years, 1 million gotaways, rather, 1,000 or several thousand pounds of fentanyl seized. They try to make the numbers look better. Well, we'll be waiting for those that misinformation to come from the White House. Todd, thanks very much for joining us this morning. Todd Bensman on the wide open border and its impact. We're going to take a break.